Alrighty. So I don't talk a lot about like my gardening escapades. It's just, little bit of property management that I do on the side. And I just kind of wanted to rant a little bit. So there's this plant that kind of has there's two plants really, and they kind of look similar, but there's one drastic sort of difference. One is sort of fans out over a large area, but it all collects into one stem, one root system. And so it's kind of really easy to sort of mess with it a little bit, find out where it originates from, and then it's actually kind of satisfying to sort of yank that out because it's this large area of mess, and then with one action, it all gets cleaned up, and then you throw it as a one big clump into your bucket. Whereas this other one, on the other hand, is an absolute nightmare, where it kind of pretends to be like the other plant, except instead of a large mass collecting into one stem and root system, it's individual little tiny stems and roots. And so any progress that I think that I'm going to make that day always halts when I reach this plant. Especially since it's like all over the place. So what should only take like 15 minutes takes almost 30, if not more minutes just to rip up a small patch. And that's only a nightmare because it's a lot of it. And so you just gotta kind of tear it up one at a time, and that takes forever. Alrighty, and so for the rest of the day, I was doing a little bit of research because I had found one, and I was like, well, are there any others that I could use to cross-reference? And I was hoping that it would be more visible, but I guess the white is really difficult in this lighting. So what these are behind me are PSU or power supply wattages calculators. So I've got one over here from Newegg. Hold on, let me see if I can get it better. So I've got one from Newegg, one from Seasonic, one from MSI. This one's different, and I'll get back to it later. And then one from PCBuilds.com. So two of them say generally the same kind of thing, whereas my current setup is somewhere between 600 and 700. 600. And then PC Builds is the only one that kind of is like, here's the minimum at 400, but I don't remember if it says what my... So like 500 maybe? So that's like my other outlier. But the reason why this one's different at 932 is because I've added my second GPU that I aim to get. So I've got my current one, and then the one that I aim to get that's kind of in my price range. And yeah, so it gives me confidence that two of the three give me, well, without the second GPU, that one also kind of aligns with the 600 sort of range. So what is generally an accepted fact is that I need to upgrade my power supply, because at 900, my current power supply, or the one that came default with the tower, not going to cut it. So along with the graphics card, I'm looking to buy a power supply. So that's going to be like another like 200 something bucks, I guess. It's better than going from a 1,000 purchase to a 2,000 purchase, though. So, the little things. And then as far as the work in Unity goes with the apartment, I still don't fully understand how the hinge joint works, and so I'm still kind of doing experiments and research in that area. But I've seen one guy pair up the hinge joint with a fixed joint, but that video's difficult because it's in a language that I can't really even identify, and it's one of the only ones that really kind of goes through the components that I want to use, whereas all the other ones are just kind of like generically, here's what the hinge joint is, and here's what it does, but I'm not going to tell you how to set it up to work in VR chat type of a thing. So there's more research and stuff being done on that end, and yeah, so there you go, Saturday.